Hey, what's going on, guys? So we've seen the Magical Girl, and now it's time to take a look at the Kotobukiya Megami device, Chaos and Pretty Witch. So this one isn't, like with the Magic Girl, was not one that I ever really intended on buying when it first came out, just because I wasn't really into the look of it all that much. But the reason I ended up getting this one was that I was able to get it on sale for pretty cheap. So I thought, all right, well, I'll check it out. It's got some cool parts to it, and some of the parts that are included that I'm not really all that into, of course, you obviously just don't have to use. There's a lot of option parts and a lot of different things that you can do with the included option parts and effect parts and weapons parts and things in here. So like with the Magical Girl, we've got a lot of stuff that you can do with this just straight out of the box with just everything that's included in here. So it should be pretty fun, pretty cool. And as always, really awesome box art with this. Of course, as I mentioned in all the Megami device reviews, I just love how the boxes are just with that matte black and glossy colors here, really bright colors. The illustration looks really great. The bright pink against the matte black looks really cool as well. For our text here, it says, this Megami is specialized for projectile combat and has a unique design which is based on a witch. Her abundant weapons parts can be disassembled and rearranged, giving you the freedom to customize the model to suit your battle tactics. Despite her cute appearance, Witch is much stronger than she appears. Right, so basically the same text that it had on the Magical Girl, except that this one is focused on long-range combat, where the Magical Girl was focused on close-range combat. So it should make a pretty good pair, the two of them together. Let's get around to the side of the box here. This, again, just number 8 in the Megami device line. And then to the bottom of the box, we can see some of the gimmicks and weapons and everything like that here. So it's got this big kind of broom-shaped device here that can double as a gun. So there it is, using it in like the gun form. So it has a lot of different forms and things that you can do, of course, with the mixing and matching of the effect parts and the parts of that. So there's how that's going to look. You can see how it's looking more like a gun here in this pose, where it's got also the hat. The hat is sort of like a magical character kind of thing, like on top of her head as well, with the kind of eye on that. And then here with like the boots, the skirt, and the armor and things like that all removed. This is its base form that you can build as well without all of that. So you've got all the skin tone parts for the full legs and arms, and then different color hair. So it just got regular black hair instead of the light blue hair there. And then here's how it's going to look just straight out of the box. So still looking pretty nice. So you can see where there's definitely a lot of room for this to be just, if you want to do some detail painting and things like that, I think this would improve it a lot. Because as you can see, this to this, not going to be quite the same. It's definitely looking different in terms of the colors just straight out of the box. That's definitely looking more pink, and this is definitely looking more purple. So we'll see what color the actual runners are once we get the box open. Over here, we got just a look at the different faces. They're kind of hard to see because they're kind of masked by these giant shoulder armor here that we've got on this, but it looks like we've got just like a regular face, kind of a little bit sad, depressed sort of looking face, and this kind of like cringing looking face. I don't really know what to call it. I often just don't know what to call these faces because they're very Japanese anime girl faces, but I just don't really know how to express them and what we would call them anyway. I don't know, but here's the decals. We've got just different options for the eyes, and again, like with the Magical Girl, we've got options for the eyes. So if you wanted to repaint the eyes, then you could change the look of them to looking left or right if you wanted to have a specific looking direction. And then it's got the stickers as well, like with the Magical Girl. And the list price for this one, again, same as the Magical Girl, was 5,500 yen. So as I thought with the Magical Girl, I think the Witch here as well, 5,500 yen is a very reasonable price for this, considering the kit here and all that you can do with it. You've got a lot of stuff that you can do with this kit. So now that we've got it open, I think that's definitely looking more purple than kind of how it is here on the picture. Actually, I think that is the purple parts there that we're seeing, which are purple. We dig down here to the pink parts. So yeah, these are the parts that are definitely looking more pink, but they still don't quite look the same as that. That's definitely pink. This is like a purplish pink, but that's definitely more purple. So I don't know, their colors are just off for everything that are showing on here compared to what's actually in the kit. But whatever, we'll see how the kit ends up looking in the review, of course, to be able to check all that out. And then, of course, you can always paint it if you don't like the colors that it comes in. So we've got all of this stuff, a whole bunch of clear effect parts and things like that. Get a look at all of that stuff here in a moment, but let's just take a look at the manual here first. So again, we got that cool illustration here for the cover of the manual, just the Megami device logo there on the back. In the front cover, we've got a lot of different option poses here, things that you can do with the kit. Really cool. We got like these kind of handgun parts there as well. So you got the guns and the big sniper rifle kind of thing that you can do with this. You can make a sort of bazooka with those as well, so that's pretty cool. We can make this big kind of double-ended spear sort of thing, and then just all the effect parts and things like that, the kind of blast effect parts and things like that. So a lot of really cool things that you can do with the weapons and option parts for this. Here's our parts list with everything on there. A lot of runners with this, just like with the Magical Girl. And so we're just going to build up the main body of the Witch here first, to just make the base form, then you disassemble that, and then build the rest of the kind of armor bits and gimmick parts and weapons parts and everything else all around that. And then it's just showing you how to do all of that and how to use the different effect parts and things like that. All of that good stuff. And then back to our color guide here at the back, which is all in Japanese, but should be a pretty good reference. I really like the colors here, like the light lavender and the light kind of teal color there. All the colors look really nice for this. There is a sample image there and how to, or where to put the decals on it for the eyes. And then where to put the stickers on it. So we are going to have stickers going around for some of that accent color on some of the armor parts. So there's all that. Let's get a look into the runners. So here's a look at that sticker sheet. Unlike with the Magical Girl where we had a bunch of different colors, these are basically just all in this light purple color for some accents on the armor. And then our water slide decal sheet, which is basically identical to the Magical Girl where we just basically got a bunch of different water slide decals there and then some Megami device logos there in blue and white. So here are those face options. Again, the pre-painting on these is very, very nice. So we got that kind of a little bit sad face, a little bit kind of aloof face, and a little bit oof face. And then we have this one pre-painted part here, which again I think is for the neck with a little bit of pre-painted pink on there. And for hand options, we've got a lot of them. So in skin tone here, we've got closed fists, open resting hands, open expressive hands, holding hands, trigger finger hands, and then fixed pose wrist hands for holding hands and trigger finger hands for holding things that are a little bit more heavy. And then we've got a set of hands in purple here. So these would be like for like gloved hands, all the same hands there: closed fists, open resting hands, open expressive hands, trigger finger hands, open holding hands, and then fixed pose, trigger finger, and holding hands as well. So here we've got runner A with a whole bunch of parts here in skin tone color. Runner B for some of our body parts here in white. Runner C for some more joint parts that are going in the body here in white. Runner D for some more skin tone parts there for the arms and legs and a few other joint parts. And then runner E for some more skin tone joint parts there for the wrists, the knees, and all of that. We got 2 of this E runner. And then runner F for our first of the clear runners for this. This is in a really nice like clear purple. And like with the Magical Girl, it looks like this is going to be pretty UV reactive for the clear purple parts, which is great. And then for just a few more skin tone parts here, we have runner G as well. Then moving on to runner H in this really nice light lavender color here for some of like the option parts. We've got 2 of this H runner. And runner I for some more of the parts of the body here in a kind of pink, very slightly purplish, but kind of mostly just pink color here for these. Runner J for some more clear purple parts. These would be like connector parts for the effect bits. And then runner K2, just a little runner here of a couple of white parts here, basically for different chest options, it looks like. Runner L2 here is a whole bunch of the parts for different armor, weapons, things like that on here in that kind of light pinkish color. Runner M2 is all of our hair parts, so here is the kind of like light teal color for the hair, really like that color. And then the kind of dark navy color here for the hair options as well. So you can choose between those, or you could mix and match, which might look kind of cool. But really like both of the colors of hair, so it's going to be kind of hard to choose between the two, to be honest. Then we got runner O2 here for some more of the effect parts that are specific for this kid, different from the ones that we had with the Magical Girl. We've got 2 of these. Runner P2 is back to that light lavender color for a few more weapons parts. And then runner R is back to pink for some more of our weapons and option parts, things like that. We've got 2 of this R runner. And then V in the same clear orange like we saw with the Magical Girl. These clear orange parts unfortunately not reactive to UV light, but we do have 2 of the V runner. But runner W is the exact same runner that we had with the Magical Girl for these really cool magical effect parts, but these are in the clear purple, so these are more reactive to UV light and look really cool when they're lit up like that. And we have got 2 of this W runner. And then we got runner Y for a few more joint parts here in skin tone. And finally runner Z for a few more joint parts here in the light pink color. So man, again, like with the Magical Girl, we've got a pretty stacked full box here with a lot of stuff in it. So that 5,500 yen price tag, while it may seem like a lot, when you take into consideration everything that you get here in the box, it does seem pretty reasonable indeed. So especially due to the fact that I was able to get this on sale for a pretty good price, I think I'm pretty happy with this. It should be a lot of kit to enjoy here for this. So as always guys, if you have questions or comments, feel free to leave those down below, and also check in the description. I'll give you guys the link to USA Gundam Store as always. Use my coupon code there to save 10% on everything on their site. They've got a good selection and growing selection of Kotobukiya stuff there on their site, so you can find some cool stuff there on there as well. And as always guys, hope you're having a great day. I'll see you up next in the review. Bye bye.